Economics is the study of how individuals, business, governments, and societies manage limited resources to meet their needs and wants. It examines decision making, market functioning, and the processes that drive economic growth and development. The discipline is broadly divided into macroeconomics and microeconomics. Microeconomics focuses on the behavior of individual economic agents and market dynamics, while macroeconomics looks at the economy as a whole, studying large scale patterns such as inflation, unemployment, and national income. Together, they provide a complete understanding of economic functioning and serve as a foundation for effective policy making. Difference between macroeconomics and microeconomics. To fully grasp how an economy functions, it's essential to study both macroeconomics and microeconomics. Each focuses on different aspects of economic activity, yet together they provide a complete picture. Below is a comparative analysis of the difference between macroeconomics and microeconomics. Macroeconomics deals with the economy as a whole. Microeconomics deals with individual units within the economy. Focuses on aggregate economic variables like GDP, inflation, unemployment, and interest rate. Focuses on specific economic units such as household, firms, and industries. Analyzes the behavior of large-scale economic systems. Analyzes the behavior of small-scale economic systems. Examines the economy at a national and international level. Examines the economy at a local and regional level. Concerned with government policies that impact the economy, concerned with how individual economic agents make decisions and how markets operate. It studies the interaction between different sectors of the economy, such as the financial sector, the labor market, and the international trade sector. It studies how prices, supply and demand, and market structure impact the decision of individual economic agents. Examples include inflation, economic growth, fiscal and monetary policy, and international trade. Examples include consumer behavior, production cost, market competition, and labor economics. Macroeconomics scope. Macroeconomics deals with the functioning of the economy as a whole rather than individual markets. Its scope is wide and covers the following key areas: national income and output. It studies how national income is measured and analyzed through indicators like gross domestic product (GDP), gross national product (GNP), and net national product (NNP). These aggregates help evaluate the overall economic performance of a country. Unemployment. Macroeconomics explores the causes, types, and effects of unemployment. It also focuses on policies and strategies that can reduce joblessness and ensure full employment. Inflation. The subject examines the reasons behind rising prices, their impact on purchasing power, and policy tools such as monetary measures to control inflation and maintain price stability. Economic growth. It studies the long-term growth of an economy driven by factors like capital formation, technological advancement, human capital development, and productivity improvements. Monetary policy. Macroeconomics looks at the role of central banks in regulating money supply and credit through interest rates, reserve ratios, and other instruments to achieve goals like price stability and employment generation. Fiscal policy. It analyzes the impact of government spending and taxation on economic activity, budgetary balance, and growth. Fiscal policy is a key tool to tackle unemployment and demand fluctuations. International trade and finance. Macroeconomics examines how economies interact globally through trade, foreign exchange rates, balance of payments, and capital flows, which influence growth and stability. Economic development. It studies the structural transformation of developing economies, focusing on reducing poverty, improving living standards, and policies for sustainable development. Macroeconomics limitations. While macroeconomics provides valuable insights into the functioning of an economy as a whole, it also has certain limitations that policymakers and analysts must keep in mind. Aggregate analysis may overlook individual behavior. Macroeconomics studies the economy in terms of aggregates such as national income, output, or consumption. These may fail to capture the diverse behavior of individual households and firms, which can lead to oversimplified conclusions. Data limitation. Reliable and accurate data is the backbone of macroeconomic analysis. However, data may be incomplete, outdated, or subject to errors. Inaccurate data often leads to faulty analysis and ineffective policies. Simplified assumption. Many macroeconomic models assume conditions like perfect competition, rational behavior, or full information. These assumptions rarely hold in real-world scenarios, which limits the applicability of theoretical models. Difficulty in predicting the future. Economic systems are highly complex and influenced by multiple internal and external factors. These makes forecasting economic events like recessions, inflation trends, or growth rates extremely uncertain. Political influence. Policy decisions in macroeconomics are not always based on purely economic reasoning. Political pressures, vested interest, or short-term electoral goals often shape fiscal and monetary policies which may not be economically optimal. Neglect of international factors. National level analysis sometimes underestimates the impact of global influences such as international trade, foreign investment, oil prices, or global recession. These external shocks can drastically alter domestic economic outcomes. Basic macroeconomic concept. Macroeconomics revolves around a few fundamental concepts that help in understanding the functioning of the economy as a whole. Some of the key concepts are gross domestic product (GDP), the total value of goods and services produced within a country's border over a specific period, usually a year. Inflation, the sustained rise in the general price level of goods and services in an economy, typically measured by the inflation rate. Unemployment, the number of people who are willing and able to work but cannot find employment despite actively seeking it. Monetary policy, action taken by a central bank to control the money supply and interest rate in order to achieve goals such as price stability, economic growth, and full employment. Fiscal policy, the use of government spending and taxation to influence the level of economic activity and achieve objectives like growth, stability, and employment. Trade balance, the difference between the value of a country's export and imports of goods and services. A surplus indicates more export than imports, while a deficit shows the opposite. National debt, the total outstanding borrowing of a government, often expressed as a percentage of GDP, which reflect the financial health of a nation. Gross national product (GNP), the total value of goods and services produced by a country's citizens, whether located domestically or abroad during a given period. Balance of payments, a record of all economic transactions between a country and the rest of the world, including trade, investment flows, and financial transfers. Exchange rate, the value of one currency in terms of another, showing how much of one currency is needed to purchase a unit of another. Interest rate, the cost of borrowing money expressed as a percentage of the loan amount or the return earned on saving and investment. Aggregate demand, the total demand for goods and services in an economy at a given overall price level, including consumption, investment, government spending, and net exports. Aggregate supply, the total output of goods and services that producers in an economy are willing and able to provide at a given price level. Economic growth, the long-term increase in the production of goods and services in an economy, usually measured by the growth in GDP or GNP. Business cycle, the recurring pattern of economic expansion and contraction, typically measured through fluctuation in GDP. Phillips curve, a graphical relationship showing the trade-off between inflation and unemployment. Lower unemployment often comes with higher inflation and vice versa. Crowding out, a situation where increased government spending or borrowing reduces private sector investment by competing for resources. Trickle-down economics, a theory suggesting that benefits provided to businesses and the wealthy, such as tax cuts, eventually benefit the wider population through job creation and investment. Keynesian economics, a school of thought emphasizing the role of government intervention, especially fiscal policy, in stabilizing the economy and ensuring full employment.